What's going on, guys? Xbox7 here, and welcome back to another video. Today is February 19th, 2022, which is a very exciting day for the Rainbow Six Siege community. We got to look at the new Rainbow Six Siege Operation Demon Veil, along with some changes, including a new map, new modes, and a balance to Goyo that not many of us expected. First, we're going to be taking a look at the new Operation Demon Veil trailer released by the Rainbow Six Siege team on their Twitch and Ubisoft website. I'll have both of these linked in the description below. So, without further ado, let's say hello to Rainbow Six Siege Operation Demon Veil.
That'll hold. Keep us set.
1 on 4 remaining.
Demon Veil is the first season of Year 7 of Rainbow Six Siege, which gives it a chance to set the tone for the year to come. So how about a defender who can shut down sight lines, block off entry points, and create entirely new angles of defense, all with a flick of her wrist?
Keep our barrier up.
Her name is Azami, and her Kiba barriers are a powerful new tool for shaping the battlefield to your advantage. I'd call that starting off strong, but we're not done yet. A balancing change is inbound for Goyo. All 1x sites are going universal. And you're getting some fancy new digs to destroy later in the season in the new Emerald Plains map. Plus, Attacker Repick brings another strategic option to the prep phase, and Team Deathmatch comes to Rainbow Six Siege to stay. Okay, Demon Veil, show me more. More Kiba barriers, to be specific. The versatility of Azami's gadget is astounding, and the speed with which she can change the geometry of a combat encounter is astonishing. Here's how they work. The canisters look like kunai, throwing knives from Azami's home country of Japan. But instead of sticking into people, they stick into surfaces. Once embedded, they deploy a rapidly expanding substance that hardens almost immediately into a bulletproof barrier. If it hits a surface it can't deploy on, like a gadget or a shield, it won't, and you can pick up the canister and try again. It may also only form a partial barrier depending on nearby surfaces, but sometimes a little bit of a barrier is all you need.
1 on 4 remaining.
From drone holes and doors to hatches and floors, and all make and manner of breach holes, if there's a gap you want sealed up, Azami has got you covered. She can also create cover in so many places, so if you expect your usual angles to be there waiting for you when Azami's in the round, you'd better get on your drone and double check. And if you want to dream a little bigger, why not put a Kiba barrier on another Kiba barrier? Why not give yourself a cheeky little mirror setup on a soft wall? Why not put a couple of barriers in a hallway to create a labyrinth of facades to lure your foes in? Whether you use Kiba barriers to pre-place fortifications or reactively respond to threats, the beauty of Azami's gadget is in its creativity and how it allows you to truly play with the geometry of a siege map to surprise and outwit your opponents. Unless they just blow them up. Kiba barriers are bulletproof, yes. Explosive proof? No. You want to counter Azami's influence on the match? You bring Flores or Ashe or Zofia to destroy her barriers from a safe distance. You can also break them with a few melee hits, though the visible cracks that appear in the barrier will be a clear indicator of what you're up to. And then there's the matter of corners. Most angles in Siege are of the 90-degree variety, but Kiba barriers are circular, which can make for some tricky peek holes, and we all know those go both ways. Azami doesn't rewrite the rules of Rainbow Six Siege, she expands the possibilities, breathing new life into each map and new unpredictability into each encounter. Now that's how you start a new year of Siege.
Op 4, last operator standing.
Azami's loadout includes the 9x19 VSN submachine gun or the ACS-12 shotgun as a primary and the D50 as her secondary. Take some barbed wire for extra obstruction or impact grenades to add another landscaping tool to your kit. Speaking of landscaping, here's a quick preview of the new Emerald Plains map, an upper crust type spot befitting only the finest firefights. Whether you're carefully approaching through the nicely manicured garden patio, or going loud amidst priceless relics and works of art, everything you do at the club will have a touch of class. The Emerald Plains map will be available free for all players when it arrives later in the season. You know what's coming at the start of Demonvale, though? Attacker Repick. This feature allows attackers to repick their operator during the prep phase. So, if your drone scouting reveals that Azami is afoot, you can go ahead and switch to Ash to bring her breaching rounds to deal with any obstructions. The launch of Demonvale will also mark the launch of Team Deathmatch, and it's here to stay. Get your gun and grenade skills warmed up in firefights free of gadgets, drones, and reinforcements. Pick almost any operator, regardless of what side they usually play on, or if someone else has already picked them. No shields allowed, though, so Blitz, Montaigne, and Clash are sitting this one out. While we're talking operators, let's talk Goyo rework. The incendiary operator will now be able to freely place his gas canisters on walls and floors and the like, where they can lie in wait for an advantageous detonation. The canisters are shielded on a few sides to armor them against attackers prematurely popping them, but they do still carry that risk factor, because every operator, friend or foe, is equally weak to fire. Demonvale is also bringing a number of free updates that we'll run through real quick right here. All 1x sights, your holographics, red dots, reflexes, etc., will now be available for all operators to apply as they prefer. The match replay feature, which PC players have been using to analyze setups, relive highlights, and create content, is now coming to consoles. A new verification step for the ranked playlist will require you to link your phone number to your Ubisoft account as part of the team's ongoing anti-cheat efforts. And there's a new incentive program for reporting issues at r6fix.ubi.com. Read all about all these updates on rainbow6.com. Demonvale is coming soon, and Azami is ready to change the game. She'll be available on the premium track of the Demonvale Battle Pass at launch and unlockable with Renown or R6 credits 2 weeks later. Subscribe to this channel for the latest in Rainbow Six Siege and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.
Hostiles eliminated.
Okay, so that was the video posted on Ubisoft's website, Twitch, and their YouTube channel. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the article posted by Chris Walters of Rainbow Six Siege's team that I will be quoting through this video. I'll also have a link to the article in the description below. Demonvale is the first season of Year 7 of Rainbow Six Siege. It's bringing an impactful new operator, a team deathmatch mode, and the attacker repick feature. Azami is a defender hailing from Japan and armed with the kunai-shaped Kiba barrier. She can throw them into almost any surface, and a large disc of foam will rapidly expand outward from the point of impact, creating a bulletproof barrier that can block off entry points, peek holes, or create some extra cover for her allies. Azami will be available at season launch throughout the premium track of Demonvale, and will also be available for unlock 2 weeks later with purchases of Renown or R6 credit. Later in the season, Demonvale will add a new map to the Siege pool. Emerald Plains is set at a posh country club in Ireland, and will make a sophisticated setting for Siege's tactical showdown. Coming at season launch, a new team deathmatch mode will allow players to pick almost any operators, shield mains excluded. Now, this is one thing that I'm very happy about. Chris has said that shield mains will be excluded from the team deathmatch mode, which I believe is going to be a great fix because shields tend to ruin your day, and team deathmatch mode is going to be a great way to get new players into Siege without having to worry about stuff like their objective or any of those. He also says, regardless of what side they play for, or if someone has already picked them, and then duke it out in firefights with only weapons and grenades. So this means that we're not going to have any gadgets. So Azami's probably not going to have the Kiba barrier when you're playing Team Deathmatch. There will also be respawns in this mode. Additionally, the attacker repick feature will enable players to change which attacker they've picked during the prep phase to adapt their team's scouting intel. For example, if your team didn't bring a Thatcher and you spot some electrified reinforcements, you can now do something about it. I'm going to guess this is going to work like it did in the test server, where you're going to drone, and say, as the example Chris put out, we're going to see some electrified walls from Cade. We can switch to Thatcher and really just put a surprise on the defending team. It's going to make it a lot harder to defend on a lot of maps, which I think is going to bring a new element to the game. Here's a quick rundown of some more updates launching with Operation Demon Veil. We're going to be getting a rework for Goyo that detaches his flammable canisters from the deployable shield, allowing you to strategically place the canisters on floors or walls, then shoot them when the time is right. So this is a rework we've seen coming for a while, and according to the stream, he's also going to be getting more of the canisters. We also have all of the 1x sights, such as the different versions of holographics, red dot, and reflex sights will now be available to all operators. Which means that you can put that beautiful, beautiful green reflex triangle sight on your PDW, Jackal's SMG, or really any gun you want. A new verification is also going to be required to play the ranked playlist, meaning that you're going to have to link your phone to your Ubisoft account as a part of the team's ongoing anti-cheat. So we're just really hoping that this is going to bring down the amount of cheaters we get in Rainbow Six Siege ranked and game modes in general. There will also be a new incentive program for reporting issues at r6fix.ubi.com, which I'll also have linked in the description below. How about we take a look at that now? Okay, so here is r6fix.ub.com, where you can be able to report your live or test server issues. And I'm guessing you're going to be rewarded like alpha packs for reporting new issues, something like that. Good idea on Ubisoft's part. So next we've got some more info on Azami, the new Rainbow Six Siege operator coming in Operation Demon Veil. Azami's home country of Japan, but instead of sticking into people... Oh, how does that work? Oh, sorry. Now let's talk more about Azami and her gadget. The Kiba barrier looks like kunai, throwing knives from Azami's home country of Japan. But instead of sticking into people, they stick into surfaces. Once embedded, they'll deploy a rapidly expanding substance that hardens almost instantly into a bulletproof barrier. So, this is going to be a very odd gadget, and I feel like Azami's going to be nerfed because of it. I'm just thinking there could be many angles created because the gadget is going to deploy a circular shield, and she can basically throw them anywhere to cover floor, hatches, windows, or doorways. You can also attach them to each other to basically block off a whole hallway. This substance expands outward from the center to create a large, rigid disc that can extend along a wall or into open air. If Azami throws it into a surface that it can't deploy on, like a gadget or shield, it just won't deploy. You can pick it up, you try it again. It may also only form a partial barrier depending on what's around it. We did see this in the trailer. I'll put a picture up of that right now. From drone holes in doors to hatches, floors, and all make a manner of breach holes. If there's a gap you want sealed up, Azami has you covered. She can also create cover in so many different places that if you expect your usual angles to be waiting there for you when Azami's in the round, you'd better get on your drone and double check. If you want to dream a little bigger, why not trying to put a Kiba barrier on a Kiba barrier to create an extra large one? You can also place one below a mirror on a soft wall, as we showed in the video, so that attackers thinking they can shoot through the wall and hit whoever's watching the window can be foiled. Why not put a couple barriers in a hallway to create a labyrinth of facades to lure in your foes? Whether you use Kiba barriers to pre-place fortifications or reactively respond to threats, the beauty of Azami's gadget is in its creativity and how it allows you to truly play with the geometry of a Rainbow Six Siege map and surprise or outwit your opponents. Unless your opponents blow them up, Kiba barriers are bulletproof, though they're not explosive proof. To counter Azami's influence on the match, bring Flores, Ash, or Zofia to destroy the barriers from a safe distance. You can also break the barriers with a couple melee hits, though they will crack, and will be a very clear warning to enemies that are observing. Then there's the matter of corners. In most buildings in Siege, they're full of 90-degree angles. But Kiba barriers are circular, so deploying one on, say, the side of a doorway will block it off. But not all the way. This can create some tricky peek holes, and we all know those go both ways. Azami doesn't rewrite the rules of Siege, she expands their possibilities, breathing new life into every map, and unpredictability into every encounter. Azami's loadout includes the 9x19 VSN SMG, which was the submachine gun that we got to see with Capcan, or the ACS-12 shotgun given to Alibi, along with the Deagle 50 as your secondary. You get the option for barbed wire or impacts to add another reshaping tool to your kit. Don't forget to check out the links in the description, including Ubisoft's page, YouTube, Twitch, and their website. I'll see you guys next time. 6 7 signing off.